Welcome to English Podcast and Tech. I am Charles, and today I want to start with a question. How much does a piece of information weigh? Can you measure a word? Can you measure an idea? Can you measure the difference between yes and no? Most people would say no. Information is not a physical thing. You cannot weigh it or measure it. But one man said, yes, you can. And he proved it. This is episode 5 of The People Who Built the Digital World. Today we meet Claude Shannon, the man who created the mathematical theory of information. Without his work, there would be no internet, no mobile phones, no digital music, no streaming video. Everything digital that exists today is built on his ideas. Let's begin. Let's start with today's key words. 8 words that will help you understand Claude Shannon's story. The first word is bit. A bit is the smallest unit of information in computing. It has only 2 possible values, 0 or 1. The word bit comes from binary digit. Every photo, every song, every message on your phone is made of millions of bits. Repeat after me, bit. The second word is signal. A signal is information that is transmitted from one place to another, through a wire, through the air, or through light. When you make a phone call, your voice is converted into a signal. That signal travels through the network and arrives at the other person's phone. Repeat after me, signal. The third word is noise. In this context, noise does not mean sound. Noise means unwanted interference that disrupts a signal. When you have a bad phone call and the voice sounds unclear, that is noise affecting the signal. Repeat after me, noise. The fourth word is transmit. To transmit means to send information from one place to another. Every time you send a message, upload a photo, or stream a video, you are transmitting information. Repeat after me, transmit. The fifth word is compress. To compress means to reduce the size of something without losing its essential content. When you send a photo and your phone makes the file smaller automatically, that is compression. Shannon's theory explains exactly how much you can compress information without losing it. Repeat after me, compress. The sixth word is channel. A channel is the path through which information travels from sender to receiver. A telephone wire is a channel. Wi-Fi is a channel. The optical fiber under the ocean that connects continents is also a channel. Repeat after me, channel. The seventh word is entropy. Entropy is a measure of uncertainty or unpredictability in information. This sounds complex, but the idea is simple. If I say, the sun will rise tomorrow, that contains very little entropy. You already know it will happen. But if I say, I will flip a coin, that contains more entropy. You do not know the result. Repeat after me, entropy. The eighth word is theory. A theory is a set of ideas that explain how something works, supported by evidence and reasoning. Shannon's information theory is one of the most important scientific theories of the 20th century. It explains how information can be measured, stored, and transmitted. Repeat after me, theory. 8 words, bit, signal, noise, transmit, compress, channel, entropy, theory. Now let's hear his story. The year is 1916. In a small town in Michigan, in the United States, a boy is born. His name is Claude Elwood Shannon. Claude grows up in Gaylord, Michigan, a quiet town surrounded by forests and lakes. From a young age, Claude loves 2 things above all others: mathematics and building things. As a child, he builds model planes, radios, and a telegraph system, a simple communication device, connecting his house to a friend's house half a mile away. He uses old barbed wire from a fence to transmit messages. It works perfectly. His neighbors think he is a strange boy. His parents think he is a genius. Claude goes to the University of Michigan, where he studies both mathematics and electrical engineering at the same time. After graduating, he goes to MIT, the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, one of the best technical universities in the world. At MIT, he works with a machine called a differential analyzer, a large mechanical calculator. While working with this machine, Claude makes a connection that nobody had made before. He remembers George Boole's mathematics, Boolean logic, with its zeros and ones, its true and false. And he looks at electrical circuits, which can be open or closed, on or off. The connection is clear. Boolean logic and electrical circuits are the same thing. You can build logical operations using electricity. In 1937, at the age of 21, Shannon writes his master's thesis at MIT. The thesis is called A Symbolic Analysis of Relay and Switching Circuits. In this thesis, Shannon shows how to design electrical circuits using Boolean logic. This thesis is later called the most important master's thesis of the 20th century. It is the direct connection between George Boole's mathematics and the physical world of electronics. But Shannon is not finished. His biggest idea is still coming. During World War II, Shannon works at Bell Laboratories, one of the most important research centers in the United States. At Bell Labs, he works on secret communication systems for the military. He also meets Alan Turing, who we met in the last episode, during this period. Turing and Shannon have long conversations about machines, intelligence, and the future of computing. Two of the greatest minds of the 20th century, talking together over lunch at Bell Labs. After the war, in 1948, Shannon publishes what many consider the most important scientific paper of the 20th century. The title is A Mathematical Theory of Communication. In this paper, Shannon does something revolutionary. He defines information mathematically. He says, information can be measured. The unit of measurement is the bit. 1 bit is the amount of information needed to choose between two equally possible options. Yes or no, 0 or 1, heads or tails, 1 bit. This is an extraordinary idea. Before Shannon, nobody had a precise definition of information. After Shannon, information is a measurable, mathematical quantity. Shannon also solves one of the biggest problems in communication. How do you transmit information reliably through a noisy channel? Imagine you are sending a message through a bad telephone line. The noise on the line corrupts some of the bits. How do you make sure the message arrives correctly? Shannon proves mathematically that you can always find a way to transmit information without errors, as long as you stay within the capacity of the channel. This is called the noisy channel coding theorem. It is the theoretical foundation of every digital communication system in the world. Every time you make a video call and the image is clear, Shannon's theorem is working. Every time you download a file and it arrives without errors, Shannon's theorem is working. Every time you stream music and it sounds perfect, Shannon's theorem is working. Shannon also develops the mathematics of data compression. He proves exactly how much you can compress information without losing anything important. This is the foundation of every compressed file format you use today: MP3, JPEG, MP4, ZIP. Your music is compressed. Your photos are compressed. Your videos are compressed. All of it using the mathematics that Shannon invented in 1948. Outside of his scientific work, Shannon is a fascinating and eccentric person. He rides a unicycle through the corridors of Bell Labs, sometimes while juggling 3 balls at the same time. He builds a machine that plays chess. He builds a mechanical mouse that can solve a maze. He invents a rocket-powered flying disc. He is brilliant, playful, and completely original. In his later years, Shannon develops Alzheimer's disease and gradually loses his memory. The man who had defined information mathematically slowly loses access to his own. He dies in 2001 at the age of 84. Today, Claude Shannon is recognized as the father of information theory. Every bit of data that travels through the internet, every photo, every message, every video, exists because of his work. Let's review the 8 key words from today's episode. Bit, the smallest unit of information. 1 bit is a single 0 or 1. Everything digital is made of bits. Signal, information transmitted from one place to another. Your voice, your messages, your videos, all travel as signals. Noise, unwanted interference that disrupts a signal. Shannon solved the problem of transmitting information reliably even through noisy channels. Transmit, to send information from one place to another. Every digital communication system in the world is based on Shannon's theory of how to transmit information. Compress, to reduce the size of information without losing its content. MP3, JPEG, ZIP, all compression formats are based on Shannon's mathematics. Channel, the path through which information travels. Wi-Fi, fiber optic cables, telephone lines, all are channels. Entropy, a measure of uncertainty in information. High entropy means unpredictable. Low entropy means predictable. Shannon used entropy to measure the amount of information in a message. Theory, a set of ideas that explain how something works. Shannon's information theory is the scientific foundation of the entire digital world. That is the story of Claude Shannon, the man who taught the world how to measure, transmit, and compress information. A boy who built a telegraph from barbed wire. A scientist who defined the bit. A pioneer who built the foundation of the internet before the internet existed. Today's phrase to remember is, every time you send a message, you use his ideas. Ada Lovelace, Charles Babbage, George Boole, Alan Turing, Claude Shannon. 5 people, 5 ideas, and together, the complete foundation of the digital world. Repeat after me. Every time you send a message, you use his ideas. One more time. Every time you send a message, you use his ideas. In the next episode, we meet Grace Hopper, the woman who invented a completely new way to write programs, and who gave us a word we still use today, bug. Leave a comment below in English. How many bits do you think this entire episode contains? It is a fun question, and there is a real answer. Think about it. See you in episode 6. This is Charles, and this is English Podcast and Tech.